And this is the beauty of double elim, right? Because I don't think you get this in single elim. I don't think you
Nope.
get this with a trip to MSI potentially on the line, an 0-2 on the line here. And depending on who loses this, again, because it's the lower seed that would go down to play Liberty, whereas the higher seed between these two, again, this is the 2 seed versus the 4 seed, second seeded Furia and fourth seeded Pain Gaming. Fourth seeded Pain Gaming that, of course, had the same record as the first team out of playoffs, Loud. 4 teams tied at 10 and 8. The most hotly contested CBLOL split that I can remember, certainly. But a 2-0 potentially on the line here, and Ranger laying it all out there with the Kazakhs pick. Couple electrocutes. Two electrocute, 2 lethal tempo. This is a Chad comp here, Axeman.
Yep. Oh yeah. This is balls to the wall. This is it. This is the final for them. They're trying to pull out all the stops to get a little bit of momentum going here in this series. I like that you point that out too, right? I mean, they can certainly afford to lose this game, but because of the double elim, they can also afford to lose this whole series, and it does make for much more exciting gameplay. It's easy to forget that these guys, this is their job, right? Their performance affects their employment. At varying degrees. I certainly don't want to, speculate on if anybody's job is on the line or not, but
Yeah.
you have to imagine at some point, hey, if you lose enough, then that's it for you. And in a best of 1 scenario, when you're going week after week of just best of ones, you start relying on the highest percentage plays, the highest percentage drafts. When you're in a situation like this where you can afford to lose, you put a little bit more on the line. Invade here from Ranger and FMB, as if to illustrate my point for why.
Yeah, like you said, it's balls to the wall. You got to go all in. You got to go hard on this. If nothing else, just for Ranger's mental. Look, he's an extremely experienced player, and he is. And look, no one's tilt proof, but he's been there and done it before. And Ranger just taking no prisoners right now. He's forcing Karaoke to think on his feet, which in the early game as a jungler, you really don't want to have to do, because that's like the only part of the game where you don't have to think on your feet. It's your first 3 minutes.
Absolutely. That first clear, it's supposed to be sacred, right?
Yep.
I mean, you get some level 1 shenanigans, maybe an invade, something like that, but after that first clear, it is sacred, and it is not sacred this game. Not at all, for why Ranger leaves that ward behind, might even double back. If you're unfamiliar with Kazakhs, Kazakhs is the strongest early game jungler in the game. Asterix, if it's just you around to fight him. He does deal a bunch of more bonus damage to you if you are isolated, if it's just you around. That's why he has this reputation as the strongest 1v1 champion in the game. Few champions can take it to Kazakhs in those first couple levels, 1v1. Things like the Olaf, the Xin Zhao have a chance. You got to hit all your skill shots, hit all your abilities, but barring those, it really is just Kazakhs at the top. And Viego is nowhere in sight in that 1v1 potential, not till post level 6. So expect Ranger to run the Rift. I'm expecting him to go for another invade here, pre-level 6. We'll see if that pans out for him. But as far as this goes, invading for the Raptors, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, all eyes on this man right here, because the upside is if Ranger goes bananas in this game, especially like you said, pre-6, Karaoke's got his head on a swivel, right? And and with a pushing lane on top and bottom side, right? He's going to be hyper aware of everything that Furia does. If Ranger runs over this game and you're sitting there 1-1 for Pain, you go, this series about to, this series could completely fall out of our grasp. Like, do we ban Kazakhs? That's so gross.
Exactly, right? That it's another great example. You're going into game 3 and you won on a bunch of champions that are coin flips, solo queue champions, high damage, high octane. Do we ban those? It's surely not, right? I mean, we don't leave up things like the Jinx, things like the Zeri to ban things like Kazakhs on LeBlanc. So that's a great point, but still no invade here on the first clear from Ranger. Maybe just not having the tempo at this point. He did take a lot of time there at the Raptors, and of course walking back across. Viego's got a pretty swift clear as well. He's able to get 5 of his camps, of course, not able to get that topside buff, and able to get the Scuttle Crab down bot side as well, making up some of that lost experience. Weiser's having a good time this top lane, man. Yeah, this looks really good. He's a wave up. He's trading effectively with FNB. FNB, of course, a little bit level 6 reliant there. but still, this is not looking good for the Tryndamere.
No, this is a little dicey, and he's going to crash a big fat wave in. We've seen this before, but it was Furia on the red side. Karaoke going to make sure no one's home. Bingo, they've got the all-clear axe. Up they go. Out goes the mist. Dinketo doesn't have a ton of mana, pretty much just enough for one combo. FNB gonna dash away and sidestep the Q from Dinketo. Beautifully played by the Furia top laner, and the stun lands on a Dinketo, but it's not quite enough. That is fantastic.
Yeah, great work there from FNB to make it away. Use the flash and the ghost to escape that situation. Now Ranger and Envy up top side to support their top laner. He does not have the teleport, keep in mind, right? He's got the ghost, so can't even really afford to take the reset here.
No, poor guy.
Yeah, right. But he should be able to heal up a little bit with that Q. Yeah, he's going to channel the reset finally. So Weiser is at least going to get a little bit of a CS lead off of this roam. But yeah, can't afford to go for too many roams like that. You have to convert, have to make use of that time. If you'll notice, Envy up in CS now just a little bit, as they did have to follow up. But Ranger, who did not follow, Karaoke for that play, is way up in CS, right? He's up like 2 camps.
Yeah, and he's going to snatch away a Raptor on his way out, right? Charm just going to miss there. Envy does blow his passive. The chains land, but doesn't have quite enough. Dinketo returning fire. Redbird there. Can he bail out his mid laner? The flash over. Still gets the first blood, but the EQ. Dinketo's got 2 more charges of his ult. That's all he needs. Ignite ticking down. It will not be enough. Brutal, tough way to go. But at the end of the day, it's a solo bolo for Dinketo.
There you go. Great play from the Ahri. Able to get that kill down. Does get ignited by Redbird, of all things. Almost goes down, but survives nonetheless. And that's what you want to see. Dinketo on the Assassin on Ahri. Topside's 1v2. I think Weiser wins these for why it's not good.
Yeah, and seeing Ranger on top side, Karaoke saying, all right, thank you very much. Completely safe. Seeing that Redbird was out of lane, going to snatch himself the dragon. And that is now 4 straight, I think, dragons. I confess, after the first 3 dragons went down in game 1, I don't even know what happened to the 4th one. I'm not going to lie to you, because the game just became about anything other than that. Now, Headbutt Pulverize in. No one has hit level 6 yet, but will they need to? Netuno had to flash and heal out of there. Ignite taking down, but that's a big chunk of damage. Good vision there by Damage, just seeing that little window that he could go in.
Yeah, really, and Trigo does not have the range advantage in this matchup, but certainly has an extreme range into the tank supports in the meta right now. It's actually Netuno that has the range advantage, the Q outranging Jinx's auto attacks by like 40 units or so, but when you're down CS, or not down CS, down health like this big of a health differential, you can't really afford to trade whatsoever. So you do have to keep your distance, and that is allowing Trigo to step up this far. He's out of mana. He's going to have to take the reset, but that does leave Ranger kind of lost down bot side. He was looking for the gank, looking super hard to try and punish Trio for pushing up that far, but he gets down there and his bot lane just doesn't have the resources to really make a play. So he is going to have to try and, he's not wasting, but having to use so much time here. Meanwhile, Karaoke getting all that value out of that play. I need everyone to understand that Ranger just had a bad gank topside, wasn't able to kill Weiser, walked all the way down bot, had a bad gank bot side, and meanwhile, Karaoke solos 2 objectives back to back. That's not good for the Kazakhs, right? I mean, he's just up 1 camp now. If Karaoke hadn't have soloed those objectives, he'd be up like 5 camps. That's how inefficient Ranger has been pathing so far with these ganks not going as well as perhaps they should have.
No, and yeah, like you said, thank goodness that right now there's a little bit of a window. Okay, let's try to swipe away the red buff with the unupgraded Void Spikes. It's Void Spike singular. There's not 3 of them, but yeah, Karaoke. This is where the game can start to swing, right? It's the things that aren't going to show up in the CS numbers, the objectives, you mentioned it. He's got the Sheen as well. He's going to start making his way towards that Defined Sunderer. Ranger did take the magical footwear, so he does have a little bit of something there, but he's down 2 levels here to Weiser, but can still pop an Akali if he wants. Like he said, isolate. Does he have enough for the dive? Yes, he does. How about it?
There you go. That's that isolated damage coming through finally. Trio super low down bot side here. Gotta be
Yeah,
careful.
the bot lane has a combined like 200 health, but Karaoke's got 1,000, and he wants blood. Redbird not level 6 just yet, but he's gonna pick up the kill. That's a bit tragic, but the reset comes in, gonna snatch a soul is Karaoke. And now Dinketo looking to finish the job. Nettuno, run for the hills, young man, in immediately. Nettuno flashing to secure it, leaving nothing to chance, and Pain Gaming punch back.
That's a great rotation from every member of Pain Gaming there as Weiser goes down. A grim reminder for Furia that they are not just Weiser and 4 Joe Schmoes, right? These are top-tier players in every single role on Pain's roster, and even losing Weiser, they're going to be able to make a big play around the bottom side here. Look, Redbird, Netsuno caught out too far up. Watch the rotation from Ari on the mini-map there from the mid lane. Even Karaoke immediately picking up that this is a big engage. He can rotate down bot side, get a bunch of value for his team. Bang, there's the Ari rotation. Look how fast this Ari is moving across the map. Damage does go down. Trains back for Redbird. But yeah, it's Blast Cone over the wall and Dinketo is in. There's just no opportunity for Netsuno to react to that. I'm sure he got some pings from his mid laner, but by that point, it's just too late, right? What is he going to do? Wait under turret for the inevitable?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's either you try to outrun Dinketo or, like you said, just get collapsed on 3v1. And now maybe looking for something of a return gank on the bot side. Look at the minimap there. Pain Gaming sending 3 members bot. And not going to be the case, unfortunately. Umbroglaive rushed here for Ranger Axe. Any thoughts on that?
Hey, the assassin build coming out, right?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for... Oh, here we go. Little gank up top side.
FNB does have the Undying Rage finally, and he is isolated. Ranger getting a lot of bonus damage, but there goes the ult.
Got him.
Yeah. No, he nicked him.
Yeah, that's a powerful play there. Yeah, the build from Ranger, most important thing for Assassin early game junglers is getting these ganks down, making sure you're getting as much value out of them. The Umbroglaive, what you're doing here is you're eliminating as much vision from the map as possible, right? It does alert you to vision if you walk by it. So if you walk over a ward on your way to a gank, it's going to let you know, and you're going to be able to take that vision out.
Yeah, so he gets a lot of value on that front out of this item for sure. But now everybody walking over a ward on Tribrush. FNB didn't pop the Undying Rage last time, so the dive is a possibility here. Flash over, Envy gonna land the chains, and FNB gonna pick up his first kill. But meanwhile, on the bot side, again, these plays on top side by Furia are being traded with objectives by Karaoke on the bot side.
They certainly are, and Pain is having a nice time now. Ooh, yeah, lucky you got the ultimate off, right? I don't know if I would have, 4Y. I don't know if I would have. I think I just would have died to the rocket there, but that is FNB with much faster reaction times than me, for sure, as well he should. But yeah, I like what you mentioned around the bot side. They dropped their bot turret in exchange for killing Weiser. Worth? If you watch game 1, you might say yes. I will say that if you watch game 1, shutting down Weiser very important for Furia right now. But you know, at this point, you do want to give up as little as possible. This was a team in game 1 that had 3 dragons lined up for themselves there at around like 23 minutes or so. So you know, losing this many dragons, losing these turrets, it's not that good a change in play style here for them. Trigo maybe getting a second turret down before 14 minutes. There's no way he just takes this for free, right? There's no one from Furia in sight to stop this from happening.
I know, and there's a red wall of Pain Gaming players just shielding, bunkering,
just hanging out.
Their AD carry, yeah, just hanging out on that topside blue jungle. And Trico doesn't even need to be in this fight. They've got a numbers advantage here. Pain Gaming running all over this one. Weiser, a tremendous amount of damage, but it's not quite enough. Ranger trying to get the heck out of dodge. Like the last tickle ignite will not do it. He had 11 health. Axe, he's gonna walk away with it, and he doesn't get it for free. In fact, I think he got a little bit more out of it. Did Trigo? Can he get?
Oh, he got it! What?
Go! The Jinx Rocket and Redbird, he's just smiling on cams. He goes, "You got to be freaking kidding me right now. This is that kind of game." Trigo from downtown.
My bad for resetting, I guess, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? That's a high percentage play here from Trigo. As far as he's concerned, Ranger and Redbird are both very low health, somewhere on Summoner's Rift. And what do you do when you're low health? 4Y, you take the reset, right? And with both those champions taking the reset at similar times, throwing the rocket at enemy spawn, that's just high percentage play, right? The chances that one of them are going to be there right after taking, going back to the fountain and still going to be low health, low enough for the rocket to kill them at that range, better than any other time. So goes to that play and gets rewarded for it.
And the cooldown is so low on the Super Mega Death Rocket. That's something that, it's I don't want to say like an underappreciated part of Jinx's kit, because like that's not what makes her this tremendously powerful champion. It's the resets on getting excited and the amount of damage and range that she can output between the miniguns and the rockets and the traps. She's got CC as well, for crying out loud. But these things on the margin can make a difference, and they certainly are right now.
I would say, yeah, I think it is an under appreciated part of her kit. The whole point of the champion, oh, here we go, damage. She's taken so much damage as these teams sponsor for the second Rift Herald. First Rift Herald? Second Rift Herald. Yeah. For sure here. But looking like that one's just going down for Furia, as they have a change of heart over the objectives. Trigo did get that topside turret, by the way, so overall, just a massive play for the Jinx. Can't overstate that enough. Here's that replay for you. Gets the turret. All the plating, this is pre-14, by the way. Rocket comes down. Oh, it's just frame perfect, man. It's just... yeah, that was our reaction as well.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah,
just couldn't believe it. I'm glad they showed that replay.
Barrier. Yeah.
Because, like you said, Redbird, if he had hit B literally a half second later, he would have lived.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And keep in mind, Trigo doesn't know that the Leona is resetting, right? He just knows that him and Ranger are both low health and that they're probably resetting. Yeah. That's the only info he really has. So that is the Rift Herald. Goes down for Furia. They drop it topside, get that turret traded back. It's post 14, so not quite as valuable as Trigo's epic push. And we talked about the kill. We talked about the turret, but we haven't really talked about the gold advantage that those things got Trigo. He's got a full item, right? He's got the rapid fire freaking cannon 4Y over Netuno on Zeri right now. Absolutely huge. A 30 CS advantage over the Zeri. And this matchup, it's like 60% Zeri favored, but man, oh man, Trigo is making this matchup look easy.
Yeah, it's a full item, and it's not damage, but it's just so much safety. And like we said, Furious Comp has a lot of backline access, right? And it's a similar sort of thing with as the Rockets just come impaling FNB, but he knows his limits. He's holding on to that ultimate. Woo! The chutzpah on FNB, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have held it, right? Yeah. I think I'd be too scared. But there, once again, FNB understanding the champion just a little bit better than I do, and as he should. But yeah, it definitely an under. God, they just melted that dragon. Absolutely an underappreciated portion of Jinx's kit. The whole idea behind the champion is that this is a fundamentally weaker AD carry before her passive is proc, before she gets excited, right? She has good range, has good utility on her, but is fundamentally weaker. And once you hit that kill and get excited is when you could really move in, when you can use that range, when you can use all that utility, and you can get excited off the ultimate, right? No one says you can't start a fight with the ultimate, and it has global range too, right? So if you start a fight in a play like that, where maybe you get that pick off of FMB with that ultimate and you get excited for free, essentially, right? You're never in any danger. You're incredibly far range away from every other enemy champion, and it is a super free way to proc your passive. So yeah, it's a very useful ability there for sure. It's not just for big cross map plays like Trigo makes.
And it hits hard in the early game as well. You can have nothing in your kit, but it's such a great finisher. FNB grabbing the hull breaker. He said, "Nerfs be damned. This might be our way back into this one." How do you splice this, Axe?
FNB, I'm not a huge fan of the hull breaker. I think the role he's playing is truly as a split pusher. This team is not built for like big team fights. You got two assassins. You do have the Leona there. You have the Zeri. Ooh, jeez.
Man, Dinketo just dancing around Envy and Ranger, but just 2 levels down. It doesn't matter. And now Envy, is he leaving Ranger in the dust? He flashes over. Weiser goes over the wall. Damage down onto Dinketo, or damage down onto Ranger. Excuse me. Dinketo going to pick up the kill. FNB has rejoined his team. Got Ghost there to get there in a hurry. Trying to play some games with the clone, but
Whoa.
Karaoke gonna take down Natuno here, gonna get the reset. Does the jungler know how to pilot Zeri? Do you practice this in script? He's just right-clicking. He says, F this, I'm ditching this, I'm gonna go forward. Jinx, I know how to play. Let's grab another kill there. Or Jinx goes down, or picks up the kill. Everyone's switching bodies, man. This is BS.
Yeah, right. Difficult to call, I will say that. I do not envy the play-by-play caster when Diego is on the field, but another fantastic play from Payne, bringing them up to a 5K gold lead now over Furia. Man, this team, the way they play League of Legends is so incredible to watch. It looked like Dunkato was going to get picked up topside. You double assassins looking for the Ahri, right? I mean, it should be just game over, but Dunkato's already so far ahead, so far out in front of Envy. He was like, 101 was the kill score at the time, and he had like the 30 CS lead. There's just no catching the Ahri. The defense tools are all there. The offense is all there for this Ahri. And of course, when Weiser shows up, that really just seals the deal. Picking these assassins, Akali and Ahri, that have all these defensive options in the face of enemy assassins is so incredible to watch, right? Because you have these high damage profiles, but one side has 2,000 health and the other side does not. Big ultimate down Dunkato now. Is anything going to pick this guy? I don't think so.
Nah. The hands are too clean. I mean, like you said, Ahri has a lot of escape tools, to be fair, also.
Yeah.
But the Merc Shreds certainly helping things out. Really good pickup by Dunkato. It's looking really good right now. But, it's helping him out a ton. Because, I mean, it's really just, I don't think you take Merc Shreds exclusively for Leona, right? Especially with a bunch of assassins, right? Like, there's not a ton of CC on this team. It's just Leona. So, I don't know. I think it's one of those, if it ain't, if it works, you're a genius. If it doesn't, you're an idiot. But right now, looking really, really strong. Payne looking for a pick onto FNB. And there he popped the ultimate. He wasn't going to take any chances. Redbird in. Where's the rest of the homies? Gets locked up. And how about a killing spree for Trigo? He's 3-0.
Yeah, and this was our story going into this game from the start of the draft. Damage just in, man. Trusting his team.
Flashing
over.
over.
With the flash.
Yeah, there goes the Unbreakable Will Ranger going, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this dude is not isolated, and he's this big old cow. I've seen cows lick bugs off of their own skin.
Yeah.
This is not a bug-favored matchup right now.
Absolutely not. Bugs versus cows. I'll take the cows all day long, and he was just dogged, chasing him down across the river. Dropped the ultimate on him too.
Yeah.
You can turn this on me if you want to. I'll win this 1v1
like,
all day.
I dare you to do it right now.
Right, because if you're a ranger, you're thinking, okay, this is enemy support. I could kill this guy, but he probably has his whole team with him. He's trying to lock me up for them. No, Damage was alone. Damage was just trying to fight him straight up. This is a dragon fight now. Need for you to get in on this. They want to have a shot at this game. Ooh.
Weiser locked up immediately, but the Shroud gonna buy him some safety. Karaoke is all over the place. Gonna lock him up with his own support's ability. Natuno trying to bail him out. Karaoke ditches the soul. Can he return enough damage? FNB doesn't have ultimate, but he doesn't need it. Guess what? How about a big shutdown for Envy, who's been largely absent this game because these assassins haven't quite hit the mark for Furia just yet. But in theory, we still see what they can do. Soul on the line. You gotta contest this. If you're a Ranger, here comes the Magi Soul Stealer for Envy. He's got TP as well unleashed. This is a turning point in this game, in this series, maybe in these team seasons. Just one team goes to MSI from this region. Ranger, Kamikaze still in the way!
Oh,
and he got it! That's a bug-favored matchup right there. And now the rest of Furia maybe putting the chase on here. Is this enough? FNB, he's got his ultimate. One more auto onto Trigo's gonna do it. And one more onto Weiser might do it as well.
Oh, here
How
we
about
go.
Furia? What about Ranger? The biggest steal of the series so far. And Furia are right back in it out of nowhere.
Oh, I put that Dragon Steal at like a 30% chance, but them winning the fight after the Dragon Steal? No way, man. That's like 2% or something. Here's the replay. He's over the wall for the steal, of course. Ooh. What a smite it was. Damage immediately locking him up, and he dies for his sins. But where's FNB? He's on the flank like an absolute madman. Immediately on Weiser, but he wants the Trigo. He ignores everybody else for that kill onto Trigo. They get Weiser with the help of the Zeri. Turn the fight, kill the cow. Suddenly, it's 3 kills for nothing with the dragon on top. For why Furia had no business winning this fight, no business getting that dragon, but somehow they do both.
Pretty remarkable stuff, Axe. And these objective bounties now pull them even closer than they might have if these were not a thing. Now FNB, you saw him just with effectively like 4 autos shut down the Jinx. And with his ultimate as well. Navori Quickblade's probably going to come in down the line at some point, but for now, he's got the Gale Force on top of that Hullbreaker. He is a capital T threat right now. Damage, looking for a flank, knocks FNB into his own team. The rest of the team showing up here. Dinketo teleporting in, or rather, excuse me, Weiser teleporting in. He's still 0-4, trying to make a bigger impact on this game for his team. Goes over the wall, out the back of the Baron pit.
And diffuse for the time being, both sides going back to their jungles. Up top side here, a couple of assassins still going at it. Looks like Envy's waiting for Dinketo to push this one out. And they're just bouncing waves back and forth at each other. Primary engage coming from damage for red side. For blue side, you're looking for that hard dive onto Trigo, trying to get that target down as quickly as possible. Everybody else is very durable, right? Lots of damage coming out of them as well. Weiser dealing plenty of damage, the Viego, the Ari. But it is primarily Trigo with that damage, and he, of course, is the easiest to kill as well. And if he's not excited, as we saw in that last fight around the dragon, that is the best time to kill Trigo if you can. So you really do want to start that fight off by killing the Jinx.
Lethality keeps piling up here. Serpent's Fang for Ranger. He's down 50 CS and 2 kills. And even if that scoreline gets worse, but Furia pull this out, make no mistake. Ranger's Baron steal is what turned the series.
Absolutely was there. Ranger saving his team once again. One thing we didn't really point out, FNB got the triple kill that fight. Those was his first 3 kills.
He was a nothing burger, right? That Hullbreaker purchase kind of to you mentioned, you're like, this is his role now. This was a bit of a, you know what? I haven't had the effect I want to yet. I'm going to play a very specific role and just make, and without the TP, that's even riskier. You're just going to make Pain out macro you, or at least that was kind of the intent. But now with 3 kills, game has changed, man.
It has absolutely changed. It looks like Furia catches out Ari there. Keep in mind, this team can't afford to waste resources picking Ari. Like, even if you think you have her alone, not only does she have a ton of escape tools, so you're not guaranteed that kill, but you need the resources physically for Trigo. This team, Pain Gaming, as long as they have Trigo, will beat you 4v5. So, even if you catch out someone like Karaoke, catch out Dinketo, you can't afford to kill them unless it's absolutely free, right? No resources used whatsoever. So, situations like that, Ari just gets to walk right out.
And those Navori Quickblades have now come in for FNB. He's got 3 items plus those boots. He's up a full item on Weiser. Now, I do think Weiser's sitting on a lot of gold right now because every time I look down at the builds, it's been those 4 items. So he's taking a reset right now. He's going to grab some dough. And he's going to come back with a needlessly large rod. That's 1,200 plus the stopwatch. Here we go. A lot of armor coming in as well. I think once that Zanya's is completed, I don't think this is even a solo stopwatch situation, right? That Zanya's is going to feel really, really good if they can get it to that point. This game is less than 1,000 gold apart. In 25 seconds, another dragon fight will break out because Ocean Soul is still on the table. And into this assassin-heavy composition, maybe you want a Mountain Soul to negate that additional damage, but if the initial damage doesn't come in, Pain's second life feels so much more deadlier if they can secure this Ocean Soul.
It really does, and you have the durability on plenty of these champions to survive the initial burst damage and make use of that Ocean Soul, so it makes your front line that much harder to get through for Furia. It makes it that much easier to survive in these assassin fights, which are so prolonged. Pain on. They're going to start it up. FNB, what a flank.
FNB,
no way.
Oh, baby, who's going to lock up the dragon?
He's on Trigo!
So, he's on a Trigo, and will it matter? I mean, FNB going to get the kill. No, he's going to go down, excuse me. Weiser finally picks up his first kill of the game. Fight happening on 2 fronts. A shutdown for him as well. Ranger finally gets his revenge on the damage there, but the Ocean Soul secured by Pain, even though they lose the fight 2-1. And critically, like you mentioned, Axe, FNB not able to nail down the Jinx.
Not able to get her. She had the stopwatch in the inventory. Killer stopwatch there from Trigo. Good on them to have that item at the opportune moment. Pain, totally blind going into this Baron fight. I don't think Furia can take this. They're not taking it very quickly anyway. I think they are more baiting it than anything else.
Yeah.
Need to get Trigo here.
Oh, good catch there, and Ranger goes down. He was up front waiting for the smite, and now Trigo's gonna get a kill returned onto him. Envy, waiting for that combo to come up. He's gonna sidestep the charm. I don't know if that would have been the end of him. They weren't able to take it. Axe, like you said, they were baiting it, and they traded 1 for 1.
Yeah, with this many assassins on the roster and not having FMB up, it is just Netuno hitting it. It's 29 minutes, so he can get through it eventually, but they do want to shut down Trigo, want to shut down Donkato there. That is their primary objective, and they do get one of those down. Get the shutdown down onto Trigo. I believe that goes over to Ranger. But yeah, plenty of damage coming out, just enough, and them not having the front line of Karaoke and damage to support the Jinx, and it's basically free for Envy and Ranger.
These are 2 explosive comps, Axeman, in the draft. A lot of fun. But there were also comps that I could have seen this game being a stomp, one way or the other. And,
oh yeah.
And let's not mince words here. Ranger has not had the game he's wanted to, but that one steal, and crucially, winning the fight afterwards. You pointed that out because the steal was monumental, yes. But I thought, I think, like you, based on how you reacted, thought that chasing after that was overstepping, but FNB with his ult just beat Trigo over the head with that big stupid sword, and it changed the tide of this game.
It really is, and it goes back to the mindset point I made in Game 1 that we've had all Season 12 so far. It's get the Jinx, right? And it's much easier for Furia with this comp to play into that mindset than it was in Game 1. You just got to get the Jinx, and they have plenty of tools to be able to do that, and they don't have to worry about their mindset with this comp, right? If you're Tryndamere and you see the angle on Trigo, don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the macro. Don't worry about what might happen if you fail. Get that Jinx, right?
Yeah, that's why you took Flash 100%. Ghost.
Yeah, that's why he gets it. FMB, he's still got the ultimate.
Yeah,
uses it.
Wow, big lightning crack or big ult there from Netuno. Now, wait!
Whoa!
Another killer stopwatch from a paid gaming carry and make it kills 2 and 3 for Weiser. That was the missing piece, Axe. He's been largely absent this game, but we saw what he did on the Jace, and Envy gonna take himself some red meat on the way out.
Yeah, a little bit of steak dinner there for the LeBlanc. Gets a little gold injection as well. By the way, we haven't really talked about Envy too much here. He's been kind of like lackluster in terms of getting. Trigo has been able to stack up quite a bit of a gold lead, an item lead here, just killing damage on repeat. Envy over the wall, looking for the magic steal. Once again, Ranger.
Does Ranger have another one? Oh, there's no way! He didn't even smite the dang thing!
What? You got it with the void spikes, right? There's no way. There's just no way he gets 2 in 1 game. He saves the game. Once again, Netuno's going to be able to break open this mid lane turret for that. Come on, man.
There's no way. He keeps getting away with this. Ranger coming up huge when his team needs him.
Look at it. He walks up here.
Oh,
just that top one, just like curls around Karaoke and hits it just narrowly there, and getting the kill down to Weiser too. What jeez, man. That's what you're looking for. That is definitely what you're looking for. If they win this series, Furia, Ranger gets MVP from me. Just off.
Yeah, I don't care what happens the rest. I don't care if he goes a combined 0 and 20.
Yeah, he could just run it down. I don't care. He's the MVP for sure if they win this series. They still have to win it though. For why? See if they can pull things out. That nets them a cool 3K gold lead. After that, this power play already up 3,000 gold and still ticking up now. This Elder Dragon should be spawning relatively soon, about a minute, so the power play and the Elder will overlap. That is going to mean the Pain is going to be busy pushing out these Baron empowered minions and pushing these waves out from their own base. Weiser just eats so much damage there.
That is absurd. He started stacking the armor, and Envy's got 25 stacks on the med shots.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. 4-item LeBlanc, super sleeper, right? We did not talk about Envy whatsoever. He's just been killing damage. Got the Weiser kill that last play, but yeah, he's got 25 stacks on the Magi's. Even the last play, he had 18 stacks, so he's very strong on the LeBlanc right now. And Ranger, of course, no slouch either on the 3 items, so it's almost like this Assassin's comp is getting better with age here a little bit, but Envy pushed out now. Yeah, they're going to have these waves pushed all the way into the base by the time this Elder comes up. And, Oh, here we go. Karaoke maybe caught out. This would be disaster for Pain.
Man, that is so much damage on the Ignite. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Envy's a problem, man.
Yeah, he's a problem. This Elder's about to be a problem, too. There's no way for Pain to get in onto this. They have to push the waves out.
They got to push the waves out. Karaoke got chunked out of the fight. The Baron's not up. They can't respond. Absolutely awesome. Furia have flipped this game on its head. After that steal, you mentioned a cool 3K gold lead. How about 5K now?
Yeah, the power play ends in 5 seconds here. That power play puts them up 5.5 thousand gold. 5.5 thousand gold for I just come on, man. This is such a close game. All game long, this one play has been so massive. Ooh, this is Envy.
Yeah,
that's
damage.
Close.
Damage read that. He knew, okay, Envy comes over this wall. The second he does, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna let him get a lick off. He just headbutt pulverized him immediately, and that was almost enough. I mean, he is full glass cannon right now. The Merc Treads might have been what saved his life there.
Yeah, it took him a while, right? Because he got picked off by LeBlanc a couple times, but eventually learns his lessons. Like, you know what? Nobody gets me 5 times.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's gonna knock up Envy and leave him in place. Just barely there. Even Brock the passive on the back end, the burn from the Ahri comes through, and LeBlanc goes back to the base with that one. Back out on Summoner's Rift now. You're in the mid lane. A little push in the bot side as you have a 1-1-3 from Furia. FMB with the Hull Breaker is part of the 3, believe it or not. So a weird comp, we'll say. It's so much damage. They're looking for a way in here. Keep in mind, Furia do have the Elder buff, so would absolutely win a team fight. But, I mean, they're getting so much gold from just pushing these waves out and letting their own minions die to the turret that, why fight, right? There's no reason to. You don't have to. Nothing's forcing you to, so you're just increasing the gold lead minute over minute, and there's no way for Pain to stop it. Eventually, you do have to... What is that, man?
Disrespectful.
It really is. Does he have the elixir ticking? I think he might have an elixir up right now for LeBlanc, because he was doing a lot of structural damage, but it doesn't matter now. Their structures are going down all over the map. This mid lane inhib should go down here to Netsuno if he stops missing the Qs. On the structure. No comment, right? They're going to get this top lane inhib as well, and I don't know how Pain make the comeback here for why it massively escapes me. They have Ocean Soul, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And that should have been what at least started to seal the deal. And man, I mean, Karaoke is going to see that Baron in his dreams, because I don't think no one expected, like, I don't even look, missing smite fights and all that, like, that's not like, to distill a moment down to one, or just to distill the game down to one moment is at best, at worst dishonest, at best ignorant, because there have been 37 minutes and 44 more seconds of League of Legends played, but Ranger had Flash, Leap, and Smite, and he used none of them.
Yep.
He threw out the W. Like, look, I feel for Karaoke. Right? Like, he's like, look, dude, he smited early. That was his mistake. Because he was like, look, Ranger could jump over and do 2,000 damage to this Baron in a heartbeat. Yep. Right? He was playing that safe. I don't fault him for smiting it a little early. It was one Void Spike, brother.
100%. That is the most disappointing part for me, is that Karaoke did everything right. He blocked the Void Spike. He was standing in line to block the Void Spike from Ranger. He blocked the middle one. Oh, Ranger in on Trigo.
And he didn't even get the spell shield popped because he grabbed his ultimate, and he's still sitting on that spell shield. Void Spike's over.
Woo.
Not going to be enough just yet. And he's on that Maw of Malmortius as that third and a half item. Meanwhile, Envy is full build. He's got that Zanyas. I think he just raw dog bought it, just didn't even do components on that back. It was ridiculous. And now as the teams posture around the Baron, again, the Elder buff is down, but the Ocean Soul's alive!
Ranger
is down, and Trigo is stoked. FNB, brother! Ooh, he's gonna dash away. The rest of the team wasn't there. He's counting his lucky stars. Envy, meanwhile, you ever heard of split push LeBlanc, Axeman? He is a one-man wrecking crew. Redbird there with the solar flare. Karaoke gonna get out of trouble. Damage with a huge headbutt. FNB had the ult up and he got knocked out of the fight, but it doesn't even matter. 2 more kills go over to the side of Furia. Wiser, here we go, Bubby. It's hero ball time. Keto not going to land the charm. Another great headbutt from Redbird, rather, getting the CC down. Wiser with a money stopwatch to extend this fight. Have Pain found an angle in? Doesn't look like it just yet. FNB was on the verge of death. He's healed himself back up. It's a 3v3. FNB in a solo lane with that hull breaker. It got nerfed, but it's still really powerful, Axe.
Oh, man.
These super minions banging on the door in the top lane. Furia not able to close it out just yet. Did Keto over the wall with the flash, or not with the flash, with the ultimate. Not able to land the Q, didn't get the initial charm down either. Pain survived, but just barely.
Several things this fight. First off, Envy is on the split push there on top side. Does eventually get that Nexus turret, right? Almost ends the game here for Furia. But also, like, they have a Tryndamere with Hullbreaker on their team, and he's doing the team fighting. Just totally backwards here, but Furia, they're going to try and shred down this Baron 4Y, and I think they could do it. Yeah, Karaoke just recognizing, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to do this. There are minions in our base, super minions pushing down our Nexus turrets. I can't walk out here to look for this Baron, and Elder is up in 15 seconds now. 4Y. Things just keep going from bad to worse, to the worst thing you can imagine. For Pain, it doesn't get better. I don't think it gets better from here. I think they have to try and push out and coin flip for this Elder play.
That's what Damage is looking for.
Furia is going to be looking for that split push, trying to end the game. FNB is going to push it through mid.
Yeah, and Keto going to TP and meet him there. Elder Dragon started up. This looks like it's for all the marbles. Axeman, certainly if Furia win it. And now, FNB, he's got Baroned up super minions that are also on the Hullbreaker juice. Trying to delay the recalls there. Furia saying, all right, baby, go win it. But now here comes the Elder. And Wiser. The Elder goes down. Karaoke, FNB, dashing over the wall. He's got super minions as well. Elder buff as well. It's enough.
He got it!
FNB and Furia. There goes the Smack Talk across the logo. This is the in-person Smack Talk that we wanted to see, the magic of the stage game. We've got a series, Axeman. How about Furia snatching it out of nowhere? It was Raider that started off the comeback, and then the rest of the team said, we got you, buddy. Unbelievable.